Hey guys, so I want to talk to you today about something that is so important to be aware of when you are shifting timelines and quantum leaping. And I wish I knew this before, but I had to experience it to learn it, to be here today sharing it with you guys to make sure you don't make the same mistakes that I did. My name is Nilu. I am a multidimensional guide, a teacher, and a soul activator. And my mission here and goal with this channel is to help people step into their sovereignty, to activate their creator codes, and to align with their absolute highest timeline. So let's begin. This video is going to be all about how it feels to be stuck in a reality, in a timeline that you've already outgrown, that your soul has already moved on from, but your physical body is still stuck in, and you're basically living out the same day over and over, like Groundhog Day. Let's talk about why this happens and how to break free from it. So, on each different timeline, on each different level that we reach, there are different people. There's a different cast and crew. There's different opportunities and roles that are waiting for us to align with them. Because now that you're vibrating at a higher frequency, by universal law, your external reality has to match your internal frequency. So if you've outgrown the old version of yourself, but you're still holding on to the people, to the habits, going to the same places, same situations from that old reality, you will remain anchored there, and you will continue to loop and loop and loop until it gets so uncomfortable that you literally have no choice but to break free, unless you make the conscious choice before it gets really bad to break free, right? So what are these anchors that I'm talking about? The anchors are your connections. They are your relationships, whether it's lovers, friendships, family, people around you, people that you interact with on a daily basis, the thoughts and the beliefs, the subconscious stories, the fears, the doubts, the stories you tell yourself that are keeping you stuck. And lastly, your environment. So this is your habits, things you do daily, places you go daily, your routines, spaces you spend time in, ways that you choose to spend your time, hobbies, whatever it is. This is what you do on a daily basis. How do you know that you are there between timelines? It will literally feel like shit. Seriously, it's gonna feel like you're stagnant, like you're stuck, confused, drained, and you don't know why. It feels like you can't move forward no matter how hard you try. And this is gonna cause you to lose motivation. You feel disconnected from your higher self. Even if you knew what your higher self looked like just a few days ago, now it feels completely foggy. It feels out of reach. It feels like a dream. You start to doubt yourself, you wonder if your dreams were too big, and you question if you still have it in you to even get there, right? But none of this is you. I promise you, these are just seeds of doubt, and if you let them, they will literally become self-fulfilling prophecies. So, these feelings are not here to punish you guys. They are just here to make you uncomfortable enough to shake you up so that you can finally see clearly and decide to make a change, because you can't stand this feeling like this anymore. This is a fire that's going to be lit under your ass to get you moving, and it's going to get stronger each and every time you ignore it, and it is going to loop until you finally do and you break free. And it's happening for you, it is not happening to you. You're not the victim, remember? The second that you do decide to release anything that is holding you back and anchoring you, and you break free, you will take flight towards your highest timeline. So, coming from someone who has looped for years and did not know why, the moment I figured this out, I literally had the most accelerated shift overnight. I woke up in a brand new reality because I decided to. The change that took me years to build up happened overnight just because I decided to shift. It happened the moment that I decided it was going to happen, because I'm the creator, right? Time is not linear, guys. The moment you decided is the moment it happens. You are the divine timing that you're waiting for. It's funny because we wait for divine timing, but divine timing's waiting for us. It's us. How do you know that it is time to let someone go or not? These are going to be the signs that you're going to feel. So, you no longer resonate with the conversations. Your values are not so aligned anymore. You are not aligned with energy. You could get foggy. You could feel a little drained off out of body when you interact with them. The convos, the interactions, they add nothing new to your life. You don't feel like you're expanding. You are kind of staying out of obligation and politeness and habit and guilt, and not from love. And this is not sovereignty. You dread talking to them, or you dread going to the place. If you go somewhere that you frequent that you've outgrown and it's time to let go of, you are gonna literally feel zapped every time you enter that building. This happened to me with the gym I was going to. It's something I was doing every single day, and I realized that I would have to dig myself out of the frequency of that gym and back into my highest alignment every single day, and that would take hours, and it's a full-time job, so it will zap you, it will drain you. And if you do not listen to it, what's going to happen? If you don't voluntarily exit, spirit is going to intervene and it's going to get ugly. Because if something is becoming a detriment to your evolution, it is a detriment to the evolution of the collective. And the universe is not going to sit around and watch that. It will force the ending. So this can look differently for everyone, but let's say something bad happens to you at work or at the gym that makes you never want to return there again. Like, you just can't go back. Let's say someone cheats on you and you have to end the relationship. It hurts, but hey, that person's now out of your life. Let's say a friend does something so horrible to you that you could never forgive them and you have to cut them off now. These circumstances are literally going to push these people, these things out of your life that are no longer aligned. And you don't have to let it get there. This is just the extremity of what's going to happen if you choose not to exit on your own, right? And let's be real, you already know who or what is holding you back. As you've been listening to this, I'm sure someone or something has popped into your mind, and there might be a voice inside of you that just cannot let these people go no matter what, whether it's because of comfort or guilt or attachment. This is where the ego and the soul collide, because your ego wants safety and your soul wants evolution. And that clash is going to be the discomfort that you feel in your body, where you feel unmotivated, you feel disconnected and hopeless. You feel like you're doing everything right and nothing is working. You're not broken, you're just anchored. And that guilt that keeps you from breaking these loops, from breaking out of these anchors, that is the trap, because we feel bad leaving people behind, or we fear disrupting our comfort, our safety. And it's natural to feel that way. I get it. And I absolutely felt that way too, for way too long. I let it go on for way too long. Just because you love someone does not mean that they're aligned with the new you or where you're going. And a lot of the time, it is the people closest to us, unfortunately, because we have the strongest ties to them. So they are our strongest anchors. It doesn't mean that these people are bad or malicious in any way. It just means that they're so entangled that it's keeping you stuck, especially if they are not growing or evolving or on their ascension journey, right? So sometimes it could also be the ego and the nervous system sabotaging you by trying to protect you, by keeping you small and clinging to the comforts. But this is false comfort. It's not real. It's stagnancy masked as comfort, because you fear discomfort. And that fear, that's exactly what's going to keep you stuck in a lower timeline. So even if you touch your higher timeline, even if you taste it, even if you go there and you hang out there for a few days, you will ultimately get pulled back down, because it's It's like ship anchors. They're so heavy. It's gonna feel like you're walking through molasses every time you try to move. It's gonna feel like you swim up to shore and then you get pushed back down and you're drowning and you can't get back up. And you're tired of trying to swim back up each time. You're gonna feel like giving up. And you're gonna wonder, why can I not break free? It's because of these entanglements, these anchors. And I speak from experience. I went through this for a while. That is why I'm speaking on it now. Because when you're emotionally involved, it's easy to miss these or to overlook it and turn a blind eye, and you'll end up staying somewhere longer than you have to while delaying where you're actually meant to be, where you're needed, where you're called, where your next evolution is. I'm not saying that any of this is going to be easy, and you will be tested. Every time you move forward, you're going to be tested. They're going to try to pull you back. You have to be clear. You have to be sovereign, and you have to be very clear and selfish at this point in your journey, okay? You cannot say goodbye and then check in later. You have to close the door. You cannot cut it off and then go back just one more time. Leaving the door cracked signals that you're not done yet to the universe. And that old frequency still has an entry. The portal is still open to access you. You have to sever the portal completely and not look back. And this happened to me. I let someone back in. Actually, it happened a few times because I wouldn't learn my lesson, and each time it would get harder for me to pull myself back up, and ultimately I ended up blaming myself. I was so hard on myself. Why did I do this? And I swore that I would never let that person back in, out of comfort, out of guilt, out of politeness, because it was at my expense, at the expense of my evolution and what I have worked so hard for. And that is me going against my soul. You know what I mean? So when you do, you will feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. You're going to feel lighter. You'll start seeing synchronicities. Things will start flowing for you with ease, and you will know that you made the right decision. And if you still feel guilty, if you feel an ounce of guilt still about leaving people behind, please just let it go. Just let it go. You're not abandoning anyone. You're honoring your evolution. You're honoring yourself, your truth, your path, the collective. And I promise you, their higher self wants you to. They're rooting for your expansion. Everyone's rooting for your expansion. Because your growth helps the collective. Choosing yourself is the most loving thing that you can do for the collective. Because when you expand, the collective expands. We all do. It's like a ripple effect. If you feel like your soul has already moved on, but your body, your habits, and your relationships are still stuck in your old life, if you feel stuck, I want you to acknowledge that discomfort. I want you to sit in it, and I invite you to reflect on it and journal and make 3 different lists. This is exactly what I do with my clients. So make a list for the people, for the relationships, the love, the friendships, the family, whatever, everyone in your life. Make another list of all of your daily habits, of the places you frequent, of the things that you do. Make a 3rd list of all the beliefs, the mindsets, the stories you tell yourself, the things that are on loop that you think of from the moment that you wake up that you're not even conscious of because they've just become a part of your routine at this point. And I want you to be honest with yourself. Really be honest and ask yourself, are these keeping me stuck? Go through the list. And the first answer that comes to you is the truth. Do not overthink it. Don't let your ego override it. Your body knows, your soul knows. Trust the first answer that comes to you. Don't doubt your intuition. When I work with clients, this is exactly what we go through to uncover what's anchoring them, to break them free. If this message resonated with you, just know that you are not broken, you're awakening, and your soul is asking for more, and it's okay to say yes, even if that means saying goodbye to everything you've known, if it means saying goodbye to old habits, old beliefs, old people, old places, trusting and knowing that there is better waiting for you, having faith that what you let go of will be returned multiplied in higher form. And I promise it will, because it has to. It's universal law. It literally has to. And guys, I just want to mention one thing, because I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, how would I even let go of my family, or if I have kids? Obviously, that's not realistic. And I'm not telling you to just cut people off cold turkey. But if people are weighing you down, and if it's time to go and you can cut these people off, do not make excuses for yourself. If someone in your life is pulling you back into old habits, or calling you and gossiping and just filling your mind and your life with worthless stuff, time to let go. If you have family that you live with, obviously you can't just let go of these people, but what you have to do, if you have to keep someone in your life, like you have no other choice, you have to work harder to approach that person from your highest self, from your sovereignty. And you have to have boundaries, and you have to keep up with your daily energetic hygiene, your cleansing. What happens is they might see you as an old version of yourself, and that could actually hold you back or take you back to that version that you've already outgrown. So it's important for you not to slip up and fall back into an old version. So I think I'm going to leave this here and end the message here. I've said all that I've needed to say about this topic, but if you have any questions at all, please leave it down below and I'll get back to you. Or if you feel like you need extra support and you feel called to work with me, whether it's a clarity session or it's a deeper container, if you need ongoing support, you can find my website in my profile description. Sometimes it does help to have an outsider's perspective when they are not emotionally attached to our life and they know what to look for. It could help us accelerate our path. So if you need me, I'm here. That's where you can find me. And I just want to thank you if you've made it all the way here. This is like my 4th video, and I feel so inspired to just keep making more, because I got on the other day and I saw that I had 5 new subscribers. And I know that might not sound like a lot, but you know, when you just started, every single one is like, oh my gosh, you know, someone finds value in what I'm saying, and that just makes me want to create more. So thank you for being here. I love you. I hope you found value, and I'm wishing you so much joy, and I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.